JT, NBA tip-off presented by Auto Trader. The Final Four sure ended with a bang last night and a buzzer beater as well in Houston. Ernie and the fellas will be back next week, but it's all NBA for us here tonight. Matt Weiner, TV's Brent Barry right there, 3D, Dennis Scott, and I'm thrilled to be able to finally say, now officially, a brand new member of the Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2016, Shaquille O'Neal, everybody.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. We thought since you always give Isaiah and the other Hall of Famers applause when they're introduced that you deserve the same.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting. And, you know, I got to thank two people. Isaiah, always wanted to be a champion like him. And this young fella next to me right here, D. Scott, he showed me the way from day one. Made sure I was a dominant big man, made sure I stayed the course. You know, still let me do certain things like, you know, music and movies, but always, you know, made sure I was on time, made sure I was professional. So, D, I know you're going to be there on September 9th, but I want to say thank you because I definitely wouldn't have got there without you. So appreciate you very much.
You're welcome, my brother.
I'm just excited we can talk about it officially now, because for months, every time I've mentioned it for the last 6 months, you're like, well, I don't want to talk about it until.
I'm very, very superstitious.
Now it's a thing, and we can talk about it.
And Isaiah, if you don't mind, I would like you to bring me up, if you don't mind.
I would be honored.
All
I
right.
would be there for you.
I got you. I
Nice.
talked to Dr. J today, and I would also like Mr. Bill Russell, if you're watching, I'd like you to bring me up.
Very
So,
cool.
thank you, brother.
Got it all laid out.
Yes.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Meanwhile, we got a couple of games tonight, including the Detroit Pistons, who are trying to get back to the postseason. They sit 8th in the Eastern Conference, effectively tied with the Indiana Pacers. The plan is coming together in Stan Van Gundy's second year in Detroit, 3D.
Yeah, it really is, and it's all about the defensive end for Stan Gundy. He has those guys really buying into it. Reggie Jackson asked for his own team. He's done a heck of a job all season long. And Mr. Drummond, the double-double machine, really has been doing his job in the paint.
Leads the NBA with 64 of them, Shaq.
You know, he's playing, you know, there's not really a lot of big guys left, but he's definitely one of them. You know, doing this thing every night. One thing about Stan Van Gundy, he's an expert at XOs, and he's also an expert at getting his team prepared. So I know they're in the 8th spot right now, but, you know, Stan's going to be pushing them, you know, telling them to stay focused. And I believe that they will get in before Indiana because of Stan Van Gundy's preparation and the work he puts in.
Brent, can this team give anybody trouble in the postseason?
I think by their size alone, maybe, Matt, they can push some teams around. But one of the interesting things that we've talked about all year long is the fact that they don't use many guys off the bench. They don't have a lot of depth. They've got the least effective scoring bench in the NBA. One of the things that Stan has done remarkably well and gotten consistency out of is he's got 3 guys in the top 20 in minutes played this year. Drummond is 19th, I believe. Marcus Morris is 4th. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I believe, sits at 11th. So these guys have played a ton of minutes. And I think what ends up coming playoff time, Matt, is you need some of that depth. That might be where Detroit needs to address some issues.
Marcus Morris has been terrific since the All-Star break, about 16 points per game. Miami is trying to maneuver for playoff position. They're 5th at the moment, but like everybody else, they'd rather be 3rd and potentially avoid the Cavaliers until the conference finals. And remarkably, since losing Chris Bosh, they are 15-8. And Brent, they're playing faster than they have in years. 26th on the season in pace, but 16th in the league since the All-Star break.
Yeah, have you heard of this guy, Josh Richardson?
Yes.
Maybe right, the Eastern Conference Player of the Month.
Rookie of the Month.
Rookie of the Month. Has played unbelievable basketball for them, averaging 12 points, shooting over 50% from the field, but 58% from the three-point line. So I think what Spoelstra's done a nice job of is incorporating his play. He's been patient, waiting for this opportunity and taking advantage. Joe Johnson's created more space for this offense. And so there's less predictability with what Miami is going to come at you with. with 3D on the offensive end of the floor, but you know defensively they're still going to maintain the principles.
I think that's the biggest thing, is they're getting back to that defensive mindset. And now with a Whiteside, he's back in the flow, but he's still coming off the bench. A lot of people said, do you put him back in the starting lineup? But I think Coach Spo has found that happy medium of bringing him off, and he's still getting his double-doubles.
Richardson shot just under 59% from three-point range in March. Statistically, that is the second best shooting month from three-point range in NBA history.
Wow.
Dwayne Wade will play tonight, Shaq, for Miami. With Wade out there, with Joe Johnson out there at the end of games, how dangerous a playoff team is this?
You know, they need a lot of these games coming up. I've been a part of the Miami culture. They love having home court advantage, and it's prevalent that they get to that third spot. And I think they're going to be doing everything to get to the third spot. So they're going to be coming out playing. D Wade's probably well rested. Hassan Whiteside is putting up some good numbers. The culture down there is very strong. I believe they will get that third spot.
Pistons and Heat coming up here shortly from Miami. It'll be Kevin Harlan, Kevin McHale, and David Aldridge. You smell that? Yeah, the playoffs are coming to TNT starting on April 17th. You'll see some LeBron. You'll see some Steph Curry. You'll see him later here on TNT as well. That'll be in Game 2. But first, it's the Pistons and the Heat.